Why do a lot of high GMAT scorers from India face rejections despite their scores? Now, two applicants, same GMAT score, 730, 740 parent score, same profile, and get very different results. Applicant A makes it to top school with a scholarship, and applicant B gets rejected from most of his business schools without an interview. Very different outcomes, right? Now, what do you think goes wrong? Why do these high GMAT scorers get rejected despite their scores? I'll be looking at 4 prime factors: written communication skills, speaking skills, goals, employability, very important, and extracurricular activities. And instead of just classifying them into good and bad or good and bad characteristics across these prime factors, I'll make it very, very categorical for you. Watch it till the end. I hope you have a high GMAT score, or I hope you get a high GMAT score. In case you don't have it, I hope you get it, but I don't want you to make any of these 4 mistakes. It's very, very important. Now, coming back to applicant A and B, they have similar profiles. Let's say 3+ years of work experience. Let's say you belong to any of these categories. 3+ years of work experience in companies such as Microsoft, Google, or investment bank, or private equity firm, consulting firm, or any other global organization, domestic, international, any organization that has a very well-defined leadership. And both of these categories of applicants bring a very strong credibility to the overall story. So they're both okay from the perspective of the organization they work with. Even if you've not worked in a very well-defined organization, and you work in startups, or you work in other lesser known companies in IT, finance, marketing, operations. So any kind of role that you're a part of, right? Now, what do you think happens? And I remember an applicant, he had a GMAT 740, 3+ years of work experience in Infosys, had 8 out of 10 rejections before he and I met, before he approached me. And he said that, Jatin, I'm headed to a top 10 school, and Canada is a very big country, but academically, Canada is a very small country, which means a US top 10 is like a really big deal, but in Canada, 10 is a huge number. They don't have that many great business schools, at least not at the time of making this video. And I told this applicant that with your background and 740, I think you'll be better off if you did not join this MBA program and went to an immigration consultant instead, who could get you started with a job from day one, rather than hustling through an MBA program for a couple of years before you realize that you will anyways have to start from scratch in 2 years from now, right? Now, hey guys, don't join a program that can't give you a great career support, or don't join a program where you have no future after you're graduating from that business school, right? I'm happy he didn't go, and he made it to 4 top 30 programs in the US next year with almost $200,000 of scholarship. So, what do you think changed in the next cycle? How did he move from a B kind of an applicant, the one with all the rejections, to an A kind of an applicant getting top schools with scholarships and not taking luck into account? So let's get started. Number 1, guys, factor number 1, written communication skills. Now this applicant A, and I'm not just talking about writing English, okay? Now applicant A is the one who gets in. The applicant A is vulnerable enough to bring out the most embarrassing stories, or the things that matter to him, and is keen on really finding out what were the key factors that led to several decisions that he made in his professional and personal life. And he wants to explore the whys of the decisions that he made. And he's actually okay being exposed by bringing out the failures of life. Or maybe this guy, the applicant A, has a very human type of characteristics. The point is that he's okay being vulnerable, he's okay being honest, and if there is a question that says what are the key guiding factors, for example, if there's a question that says what are the key guiding factors that have shaped up your life, this kind of a person wants to elaborate and is self-aware. Now, you know what will applicant B do? Applicant B is not just vulnerable, number 1. I mean, if you look at his essays, they look like they're more of a test of an English as a foreign language. These essays actually look like this, a test of English. Guys, you need to understand this is not the best language or the best sentence construction that is going to win. These essays are not the test of your GMAT verbal vocabulary. Do you get it? Or your GMAT verbal capabilities. And admissions committees kind of know that you're working with admission consultants across the world. And given that these essays are not impromptu tests, and anyone can get a perfect and impressive English essay written in weeks or months. And B schools know that. So what is the point of excessively polishing only the language of the essay? And when I read some of the failed essays from the applicants in the B category, when some of the applicants send me their stories, one can read. I mean, when I read these essays, I'll be like, whoa, you know what? I want to read it again, as I really did not even understand that for the first time. And you read it again and you realize that the language and the structure is so heavy, but the essay does not have any meat in it. Like you know what? You read a bunch of sentences, you read the entire paragraph, you say, you know what? Wow, that's very impressive. What does it mean? And you're like, hey, what is it that you're trying to say in this one? So the applicant B with a 740 is trying to dominate people by using language that is so hard to understand. And you know what? The recommendations also sound like that. Imagine somebody's boss from Tata Motors and a boss who is a supply chain professional, mechanical engineer as your boss, writing like Shakespeare. Schools understand that these are not authentic. Do you get it? So this was factor number one for both applicants A and B. Number two, the second difference between A and B, which is the oral communication, your speaking skills. Now, applicant A has above average speaking skills, and when I say speaking skills, I'm not talking about the how you speak. It's more about what you talk about. Now, think about the applicant A. When he is talking during networking calls or during interviews, even if he does not know initially how to execute these, he has this diligence to practice enough to get there. Well, you know what? You will need it in your post-MBA life, guys. And I'm not talking about the way you speak, actually. I'm talking about what you speak. Now, one can have a conversation with an applicant A and realize that he is not doing a stage performance. And the applicant knows what he is talking about. Applicant B, on the other side, their natural demeanor when they're talking to me, like when I have an applicant B category, when he's talking to me versus when he's doing an interview, the demeanor is so different. When these guys are on a professional networking call with the current MBA students, you can really see that the applicant B is all about stage performance. They want to memorize all the answers along with the sequence, and it's like they have not practiced the context or the intent, but have only memorized the answers and are functioning like an audio device. Guys, you're not a supporting audio device for your essay. Do you get it? The applicant in B category, they sound like Alexa. And when you go off the course, like when the interviewer goes off the course, and if these applicants are required to respond to a follow-up question, or if they face something which is off the script, their tone changes. They sound different. And it's like Alexa saying, I'm sorry, I don't know the answer to this question. Do you get it? Now, this was second difference. Third category, which is between A and B, is, and this is very important, very, very important, write it down, their understanding of their future aspirations, your short-term, long-term aspirations. Now, applicants in category A, well, I don't expect you to know everything. They might not know what their future path would look like, but they are open to following the procedures and carry a thoughtful and meaningful research into really understanding the importance of various career positions, paths after a career position, career paths after an MBA. There are some people who are very focused, that's okay, and they are really aware of what they want out of their MBA program. But it is absolutely okay even if you're not aware. You can be trained as long as you're willing to work. I mean, you're the one paying the business school a lot of money. I think you really ought to know why you're going there. Don't do the goal assignment because I'm saying so, or your MBA consultant is saying so, or because the school is asking for it. Do it because you need to know your goals. You're the one who's paying a lot of money to the business schools. Now, in the goals category, in the goals as a factor, applicant in B category, I'm sorry to say your goals are really bad. And they're so vague that the schools think you will be a great liability for them if you started the MBA program there. Yeah, some of you actually even refuse to get trained. You start working on your goals assignment as if you're doing it only for this 400 words essay, 500 words essay, and you try too hard to sound right on the essay. But if you are cornered into an interview, or if somebody says, hey, you know what, get up. What is it that you really want to do in your life? What is it that you really want out of your MBA program? You draw blanks. You want to refer to some written theory. You want to refer to some written a paragraph out there laid out in the form of the essays. Please understand the thought process of the business schools. No MBA program is on a spree of only connecting high GMAT scorers. Do you get it? And even if they are, there are enough GMAT scorers with very, very strong goal stories walking in this country, walking on this planet. Now, only a high GMAT score without the right set of goals is really not going to help you. In fact, a poor goal story is very promising reason for a rejection. Think about it logically. If you don't know where you're headed in life and how the school can get you there, then the schools don't feel the need to have you there. It's very logical. In fact, you should be thinking, if you don't even know where you're headed in life, what reason do you have to pay so much of money to a business school to get your MBA started? Do you get it? It's really important. Now, reason 4, and this is a very important one. A lot of people tend to ignore this or see this as a formality, which is the extracurricular activities. Now, applicant A is kind of above average on these. And I don't mean that applicant A has a huge laundry list of sports, community, and this club, that club, no. It is not that applicant A kind of has, it's not just the laundry list, but applicant A, by engaging into certain activities, has evolved in life by participating in certain activities, that he is able to bring out great insights needed for the essays for those extracurricular activities. And that is more important. But applicant B is so keen on bringing out this huge list of very relevant things that they have never participated in. They have no idea. They have this thick list of activities on their resume and they don't know why they're there. I mean, it's not the longest list that wins, guys. The competition is not about the list. The school is just trying to get access to your character. The schools have started to ask for video essays, impromptu essays, presentations, and other formats to find out who the real you are. I mean, they want to find who the real you is. They want to really find ways to see through you. So be authentic and honest, and it really, really helps. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you learned something today, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.